Hey, do you ever feel like you have a hard time making a decision? Do you feel like, you feel like you have all the information you need, but somehow you get to the decision point and you just deliberate a little longer than you know you should? In this video, we're going to talk about what to do about that and how you can become a fast decision maker so that you can get further faster. Let's go. What's up, my friends? Man, this is awesome. Good morning. It's a beautiful day outside. This is the Wake Up Get Better podcast, and this is your morning activation. This is number 15. And what's exciting about that is that I have done 15 days in a row, just like I said I would. But the reason why I said I wanted to do 15 is because I wanted desperately to get to 100 episodes of the podcast on the podcast feed. However, what I didn't do is count correctly because today is episode 99, which means I'm going to have to do 16 to hit 100. But it doesn't matter because what's happened is I've fallen in love with this rhythm of recording daily content. And I did not expect that. But it has become something that I'm enjoying doing. I'm enjoying making videos more and putting more on this channel. And I'm really stoked that you're here. So thank you for being here. So today I wanted to talk about decisions and the importance of being a decision maker. So let's go back to these episodes in the podcast and the quest for 100 episodes. In the summer of 2022, I posted online and said I was going to race to 100 because I was at like episode 70 at the time, which is crazy to think about. Okay, think about that for a second. I've done 15 episodes in the last 15 days. It took me 2 years to get to 84, right? Or 86 or whatever it was. So that's huge. And this is going to tie back into everything I'm talking about today. So I made that decision to race to 100 episodes, talked publicly about it, everything. Started off strong and did a couple in a row and then just stopped. And the reason why I stopped is because I didn't actually decide to do it. You guys have heard this before, I'm sure, but the word decision literally means to cut off, right? It means to cut off all other possibilities, and you are going this way. Well, for the longest time in my life, I was a person who didn't make fast decisions. I just thought about, okay, here's the thing, and here's what would happen is I would take the idea that I had and the idea that I should have acted on, and I would go out and I would ask somebody about it. And I would say, what do you think about this? Right? And in my mind, that felt like action. Or maybe it was, I'm going to tell my wife about it. Or I'm going to just it felt like I was taking external action on it. And then that signaled to my body that the decision was made and I had done the thing already. So I never actually got around to doing the 100 episodes because I had already felt like I had done it. And I think we get into that habit as creatives of telling people our ideas and asking for advice and asking for this or going online and looking to see what other people say. And that feels like action, but it's not actually doing something. I want to encourage you, because I've been practicing this over the last year, is to become a decision maker. And what I mean by that is when you have an idea, shorten the time between having it and actually acting on it. Don't deliberate and toss it around if you have an idea for you or your business or your work or whatever, have the idea and then immediately take action on it, not by asking someone about it or asking permission, but by actually doing it. And so this is actually a really good example of that. And what has happened over the last 15 days, I couldn't have possibly have expected. I've been able to clarify my message more for my brand. I've been able to take on new clients in doing different kind of work than I've done in the past. I've grown my audience in ways I didn't expect. And it has been a fascinating thing to watch, all because I actually made a decision and acted on it. So if you're having trouble making decisions, I want to challenge you in this morning activation to think about this differently. They say that fortune favors the bold, but I say that fortune favors the fast. It's the people who can show up and act on something fast. Those are the people who progress. Those are the people who see growth and change. It's the people who sit around and deliberate and wonder if they should do this or that thing that get stuck. And that feeling of stuckness will carry through, and you will just beget more of that thing, to use a Bible word, right? But like you will perpetuate that experience of stuckness if you don't start making decisions. And it can be as simple as like just telling yourself right now, I am a decision maker, and whatever decision I make, I am going to stick with, even if I feel like it's not working, right? When I started these 15 days of recording these, and this is just a really simple thing that I made a decision on and just started going, right? I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just going. And this is a really simple part of that. When I started doing this, though, it didn't feel like the right thing. For a few days, I was like, I don't know, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I don't feel like I have anything to say. My chops are gone from like being on camera. And I just shut all that up and said, it doesn't matter. I made the decision, right? I'm moving forward. And so I just kept showing up every day, and then things kept getting better and things started shifting. Like I said the other day, when you do that, things start to fold in on you and towards you, and everything starts to become a little more magnetic. So if you want more magnetism in your life and your work, become a decision maker. Become the person who is fast. Fortune favors the fast. And it's not about trying to win and beat everybody else. It's just beating the version of you who doesn't make decisions. Right? So become a decision maker today and decide that I am a decision maker. So whenever, like, think about it small. Like an example would be my wife texted me or called me and said, hey, they don't have these certain kind of Brussels sprouts that you wanted. Do you want these or these? Like those. I want those. Think about that. Like think about all the decisions that come your way in a given day, and just give yourself a day, 2 days, to become the person who just makes fast decisions. Go, 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 and see what happens. I submit to you that if you do that, you will experience more speed in your money, in your energy, in your life in general, because you are going to become the person who is fast. I know what you're thinking. Like, well, Chris, are we just supposed to like not think about the things that we do? We're supposed to make like half-hearted decisions. And like, no, it's not that. But that thinking is what got me stuck for a long time. Is like, no, I really need to think about this, bro. No, you don't. Like the people who make it, the people who like move further and faster than anyone else, they're people who make decisions faster, man. So we just got to get out of this habit of thinking that somehow if we let this stuff marinate in the data and we let it marinate in our minds, that we're going to make a smarter decision. That may or may not be true. You might just let it get jumbled up in the mess that's in there and spit out a bad decision, right? I had this thought about this earlier, that the sails of your mind are tattered with data and stories. So everything that we're doing, every decision we're making, if we let it just marinate in there, it just will spit out more of the same data and stories. If you want a different story, if you want a different path, then you have to just start becoming the person who makes decisions. And that'll retrain all of that stuff. And if you practice this along with the stuff I've talked about clearing, and I've done sessions on here about that, if you actively do clearing sessions, which I do for free in my group every week, but I'll do more on here too, so just look for those. If you actively do clearing sessions and become a person who makes decisions, dude, you're going to be unstoppable. So I just wanted to leave that with you guys today. I kind of woke up thinking about this morning. I was reading a book and just doing my morning stuff, and I was thinking about the past like 30 days and just how many decisions I've made on a faster basis, just simply because I decided to become a decision maker. So I want to encourage you to do that today, to make the decisions you make today a little faster and see what happens, and put in the comments. Let me know how that feels to you and what has been a consequence of that. I would really like to know. And obvious disclaimer, guys, don't be silly here. Like, there are things that, of course, you need to think about. Those are bigger decisions. But deciding to start a podcast, you don't need to think about that anymore. Just do it. Deciding to start writing your book, you don't need to think about that. You just need to do it. Buying a house, you might need to think about it a little bit, but also maybe become the person who makes big decisions like that a little faster too. Obviously, don't do anything that's crazy. That's not what I'm encouraging here. What I am encouraging you to do is ignore the part of you that tells you like, whoa, we need to slow this baby down. We need to think about it. Maybe not. Okay. Just focus on becoming a faster decision maker, and I think things are going to change for you. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. This is episode 15 of these morning activations. I'm going to keep doing them, so it doesn't really matter what number we're at anymore, but thank you for being here. Hey, if you're a creative or an owner and you would like more flow and focus in your life so that you can increase your speed of making decisions just naturally, even if you feel like you've been a slow decision maker your entire life, that's exactly what this group is for. It's full of creatives and owners just like you who are looking for more flow and focus. So if that's you and you're interested in that, just go to chriscreed.com/flow. And on my website, you can also find ways to work with me there if you're interested in that. But anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day and make those decisions because fortune favors the fast. Love you guys. Bye.
Slow down. There's nothing to get you. Can always turn it around.